Have you ever felt like there's an invisible wall in your backyard? You've spent months filling the feeders, even in the middle of a freezing snowstorm. You've spent more money on premium sunflower seeds than you'd ever care to admit to your friends. But the second you try to get just a little closer to see that cardinal, the one with the slightly crooked tail feather you've watched all winter, every bird on the feeder explodes into the trees like you fired a gun. It feels like a personal rejection, but here's the truth. They aren't rejecting you. They are simply misreading you. You are walking into your yard accidentally speaking predator, and your birds are following a 60-million-year-old survival code. Today, we are going to look inside the minds of these birds and learn how to rewrite that math. To a bird, your intentions are invisible, but your anatomy is loud. In the animal kingdom, eyes on the front of the head mean one thing: hunter. When you walk directly toward a feeder and lock your gaze on a bird, you are mimicking the exact behavior of a hawk on an attack run. Predators move in straight lines and maintain a fixed forward gaze. Behavioral ecologist Daniel Blumstein calls this flight initiation distance, the precise mathematical moment a bird decides that staying near you is no longer worth the risk of dying. If you want to stay in their world, you have to break the hunter's profile. Start by averting your gaze. Research shows birds can actually tell where your eyes are pointed, and they adjust their fear levels based on your eye direction alone. We often want birds to like us, but for a bird, trust is not a feeling. It is a statistical reclassification. You are asking the bird's nervous system to move you from the category of probable predator to the category of irrelevant background object. This only happens through data. Repeated exposure with no negative consequences. The most powerful tool you have is to become utterly, completely boring. Birds are prediction engines. Their survival depends on knowing exactly what happens next. If you show up at random times or move at different speeds, you are chaos. And to a bird, chaos is danger. Pick a uniform, the same gardening jacket. Use the same door and walk the same path at the same time every day. When you become a pattern they can solve, you become a pattern they can ignore. This is the part that often discourages bird lovers. The avian brain learns danger far faster than it learns safety. You could spend 3 weeks building a perfect routine, but if your phone rings and you make one sudden flinch to reach for it, that progress can vanish in a single second. This is due to avian stress physiology. A single spike in stress hormones can undo weeks of gradual trust building. Evolution designed it this way because the cost of wrong trust is death, while the cost of wrong caution is just a little extra energy. When you make a mistake and they flush, don't see it as a betrayal. See it as biology doing its job. The data you built doesn't disappear. It just needs to be rebuilt on top of that new data point. And the second time, it goes faster. You don't need to win over every species in the yard. You just need to win over the black-capped chickadee. Chickadees are the social influencers of the bird world. Their alarm calls are incredibly complex, encoding the exact threat level of a predator, and every other species, from nuthatches to woodpeckers, is eavesdropping on them. When a chickadee decides you are safe and approaches you without an alarm call, it is broadcasting a safe signal to the entire neighborhood. Trust isn't built bird by bird, it cascades through the flock. Birds aren't just watching you, they are filing away the sound of your voice. Multiple bird species can distinguish between individual human voices. Instead of staying silent, start using your voice as a recognition signal. Use a low, even, consistent tone and narrate what you are doing while you're in the yard. Over time, that specific sound becomes a safety signal. They will hear you coming around the corner of the house, and, instead of a threat response, their brain registers that the pattern is solved. The truth that changes everything is that they have always been watching you. Professor John Marsliff's research proved that birds like crows can remember a specific human face for up to 17 years. Wild mockingbirds can identify individual humans after only 2 30-second exposures. Every bird in your yard already has a profile of you. They know your walk, your voice, and which door you use. You are not starting from zero. Tomorrow morning, go outside at the same time, walk the same path, and just exist. When that first bird finally decides you are worth trusting, it's a 60-million-year-old victory for the mind of a bird.